I have recently explored how to play against the red queen with the razor glaive. Since this is very relevant for speedruns and casual play, I took the time to make a video out of it. This video will be limited to using the razor glaive that you unlock after killing the razor queen, so this video is not the best for beginners looking for how to kill the queen with the normal sword. If you want a guide that does not use the glaive, then I'll have to make another video. This video is quite long and divided into chapters. If you want to skip to a certain chapter, you can use the timestamps in the description. I will start out by showing how the queen moves, to the best of my understanding. I will then present 4 different ways to kill the queen. First, I will show the standard kill, then the newly discovered fast kill, then finally I will show the immediate kill and grinder kills. After showing the 4 ways to kill her, I will show how to push her around and how to survive close to her. If you want to see all of this in practice, I will also link a video for that in the description. The queen is quite complex and not fully understood, but some things are obvious. Her pattern varies depending on your distance to her. If you are far away, she will move at medium speed and use lunges to close the distance. If you are close to her, she will move slowly and use swipes. If you are somewhat close to her and swing your sword, she will dodge. This distance depends on what sword you are using. Lastly, she will also dodge if you are very close to her. The standard kill is what I believe is the intended way to kill a queen with your sword. This is where you swing your sword just as she lunges. With the right timing, you will generally kill her. Sometimes, though, your sword will bounce off instead. Then either the queen is unaffected or she will dodge. Regardless, this makes the method less consistent. And additionally, her timing for lunging is affected by collisions. So, while she may be easy to kill one-on-one in practice mode, fighting her in a real situation is much more difficult. My setup for this method is to first take a swing that misses her by a little bit, so she dodges back. This puts her into a more predictable pattern. Then I either keep as close to this distance as possible and swing when she jumps, like so, or I run in a loop like this. The fast way to kill the queen was recently developed, and it is what made me make this video. We found that if you swing at the queen with the corner of the razor glaive, then you can be close enough to hit her, but far enough away that she doesn't dodge. It could maybe work with other parts of the glaive as well, but I haven't managed to record it. When you swing with the glaive, it looks like this. I will refer to this as the left corner and this as the right corner, but I believe the timing is easier when you use the right corner. Regardless, learning both ways is useful, as it means you can swing either to the left or the right depending on what other loopholes are present. Doing the fast kill instead of the standard kill gives you close to the queen more often. This makes chapter 3 and 4 more relevant. When a red queen spawns, she will often start out by lunging from the edge of the screen. Because of this and the fact that you want to control her as quickly as possible, it is generally best to swing at her as soon as she spawns, assuming she spawns close enough for your swing to do anything. This results in immediate kills. It is probably just a variation of the standard kill, but it has a different effect on your gameplay. All I want to say in this chapter is what I've already said: if the queen spawns close to you, you should swing at her. There is no problem big enough that it can't be squashed by a big boulder, at least in Amorphous. When faced with a queen, assuming you don't need a kill credit, it is often safe to hide behind a grinder, or even better, you can push the queen into it. This chapter is here mostly for the sake of completeness. You will often not be able to kill the queen immediately, so you'll have to control her somehow. You do this by abusing her dodging mechanic. The easiest and most intuitive way to do this is to swing your sword towards her. Depending on your distance and her pattern, 3 things can happen. Number 1, your sword misses and she dodges, and this is the ideal case. Number 2, your sword hits her and bounces back, but she still dodges. And number 3, your sword bounces back, or it misses, and the queen doesn't dodge. And this is an easy way to die. The reason this is the easiest way to push her is because if she lunges, you can sometimes parry her blade. However, this is not the best way to push the queen. With the easy method, you have to keep a certain distance. If you're too far away, the queen doesn't dodge. If you're too close, your sword bounces off her blades, and you are staggered for a second. If you watched chapter 1, you may remember that you don't actually have to swing at her, you just have to be somewhat close. If you swing your sword away from her, you are guaranteed to miss and not be staggered. However, if you are slightly too far away, she will not have to dodge and can easily kill you. This method is therefore more difficult but also more powerful. An additional benefit to swinging away from her is that you can push her back while killing other enemies. Having the queen be alone makes killing her much easier, so this benefit is very big. I discovered one day that you can sort of hang out right next to the queen. She will swipe at you, but she does so with a predictable timing, and you can move out of reach for a brief moment. If you go out for too long, she will lunge. You will of course not want to be this close to her more than necessary, and I initially thought this was a funny but useless maneuver, but it turns out to fit in perfectly with fast kills and controlling the queen by swinging away from her. As previously mentioned, fast kills can make you end up very close to the queen. In these situations, I recommend swinging away from her, so that she jumps away without stunning you. However, depending on her pattern, this can be impossible. If she is about to swipe at you, she will not dodge your swing. And here we see how it can be useful to know how to survive close to the queen. If you know the swipe is coming, there is no point trying to push her away, you just have to dodge it and then push her away. Experimenting with how to use the razor glaive to fight the queen has been very interesting. It started when I found a fast kill, and that led to developing a better way to control her, and we even have a funny maneuver to fix one of the holes in the strategy. In addition to this, we can still do standard kills, immediate kills, and of course grinder kills. All of this gives more flexibility when fighting the queen, meaning it is now easy to improve your matchup and the fight is more interesting. If you want to take part in the community discussing any aspect of Amorphous, you can find an invite to our Discord server in the description. You can of course also leave a comment or even send me an email. If you have suggestions or wishes for other things I should make a video on, then that would be appreciated.